people here from BAM a chance. I wanted to give the people here from BAM an opportunity to talk about today. I have a few thoughts on today that I want to start with. First, I think the first thing that was clear to me when we were marching down one of the busiest, most populated streets in Washington, D.C., coming down first Connecticut Avenue and then Pennsylvania Avenue, was that despite the harassment of the police at the front of the march and the back of the march, our determination to keep on marching left them with nothing to do other than pretend that they were giving us an official escort down to the Capitol. Okay, we're great people, and we are very determined people, but the truth of the matter is, on this day, in this city, there was no way that the police could get away with harassing a group of people that were standing up for immigration rights and for full citizenship and equality now. Those police knew that behind us there were and are millions of people in the United States, including a large number of people right here in the Washington, D.C. area. And what they feared, and what the leadership of this event has feared from the beginning, is that given that a confrontation could be viewed by young people in Washington, D.C., Latino and Black, as the kind of outrage that makes you want to come out in the streets and express your anger in what has popularly been called a riot. And that is what they feared. And of course, that's what we need in the end to win. I think we did really great today, and it was super hot. It was a record heat-setting day for Washington, D.C. It got up to 94 degrees today. So, for us to march that 3.5 miles without stopping, without water, and being truly the life of the party, getting so much support all the way on the march from people who were watching, from people who were passing by, from tourist buses that were filming us, to all of the rest of the support, including the people that we joined to march here at the end. Who, if people didn't notice, the march of the people that we hooked up with was a march that was controlled by yellow tape on both sides, because the organizers of the march had made a deal with the police that they would cattle the march by having yellow tape, preventing people from expressing themselves freely. And when the BAM people reached that march, we were able to break the tape, give them some freedom, and turn their march into something meaningful instead of something that was orchestrated to look good for the white people, but far weaker than who we are and what our movement is. I want to tell a story, and I think the story that I I will tell, will be clear about who and what BAM is and how it is that we got here. A week ago, after doing 2 months of high school presentations in the Detroit area, we had a group of 4 people. Maria, somewhere, and will show herself, and Liana, and Victor, and Jose come together and meet with Leland and myself. And at that point, we had 23 permission slips signed. That was a week ago. And so when we were talking about buses and how many buses we would need, a person might have said to themselves, oh, you'll be lucky if you fill 1 bus, because it's the Easter break. You're not going to have a chance to see any of the students again, not until it's time to get on the bus. But we had a different attitude. We knew that those 23 people who had already signed their permission slips were people who were leaders in their own right, young leaders who could organize their families and friends with the BAM people, those 4 BAM people, and go in 1 week from having 23 people to 300 people coming from the city of Detroit. And only BAM could do that, because only BAM begins from the standpoint that we're going to keep building, build stronger, a new civil rights and immigrant rights movement that is integrated and that must be led by young people. And the leadership of the young people, we felt it in Detroit, and we felt it on those buses coming down here. And it is a model for how this movement needs to be organized across the nation. We're going to win this fight for immigrant rights. We're going to win this fight for full citizenship rights for all, for Federal DREAM Act now. We're going to end deportations. We're going to make as far as we are going to fight until it is possible for the borders to be open and for everyone who lives and works and goes to school in this country to be treated as equal with all the rights and benefits of full citizens. We have a lot of work to do in the next 6 months. This is the beginning of a debate around where this nation is going on the question of immigrant rights. And it is our job to shape that debate. And that's going to mean whether you're in Oakland, or you're from Los Angeles, or from Detroit, or Ann Arbor. We've got to take the fight that we have walking down Connecticut Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue back to Detroit, back to Los Angeles, back to the Bay Area, and keep that fight going. If in the next couple of months we could organize a large and militant march in Los Angeles, a march that could shut down Los Angeles, a march that could scare the hell out of all of the people who work in that Capitol building, a march organized by the youth, for the youth, and for full equality for all. If we could do that, then our demands will be on the table and the whole shape of the debate will change. In Detroit, the ICE continues to have a policy of excess. They were young people, we know now, that applied for deferred action, were denied it, and then had ICE come to their doors to try to deport them. We got to follow up on this information, but it really is time to get some marches in Detroit as well. Marches that will back the ICE off. Marches that will make it impossible for them to come into Southwest Detroit and terrorize people any longer. I know that there's so many people here that have learned something or have some impressions from today. So I want to open up the microphone and have people come up if they want to speak in this little bit of time we have before the buses come.